Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A very good morning to you, dear third year students. Today's lecture is devoted to speak about the different realizations of the basic sentence elements. We start with the most central element, which is the verb. The verb element is always a verb phrase. This may be finite, showing tense, mood, aspect, and voice, which means that the verb phrase is capable of telling us the tense of the sentence. Is it present simple, past simple, or future simple? Mood, it will help us to know whether it is in the declarative mood, in the interrogative mood, in the imperative mood, or in the subjunctive mood. Aspect, it means that it is capable of telling us whether it is in the perfective aspect or it is in the continuous or progressive aspect. And voice, which means that it helps us to know whether the sentence is in the active voice or in the passive voice. The verb phrase can also be non-finite, which means that it is not capable of showing tense or mood, but it is capable of showing aspect and voice. Whether finite or non-finite, the verb phrase can consist of one word or of more than one word, in which case the verb phrase consists of a head verb preceded by one or more auxiliary verbs, as it is indicated by the four basic combinations rules below. The first rule is the rule of the modal auxiliaries. So we have a modal auxiliary plus an infinitive, as in we can do nothing. The second one is of the perfective, as in he had forgotten their wedding anniversary. And the third one is that of the progressive, as in the wind is growing stronger. And the last one is that of the passive, as in he was challenged rudely. Now, of course, these four basic rules can combine together so that we can have a very long string of verbs within the same sentence. We can have up to 5 verbs at a time. Now, we will speak about these rules in details in chapter 3. So when we come to speak about the verb phrase, we are going to dive into the details of the verb combinations rules. The realizations of the subject. The subject of the sentence is usually a noun phrase. At its simplest, a pronoun such as he, they, she, or a proper noun such as Tom, Julia, etc. But a noun phrase may be an indeterminately long and complex, having a noun as a head preceded by other words such as an article, an adjective, or another noun, and followed by a prepositional phrase or by a relative clause. It is by no means uncommon to find all such items present in a noun phrase. So it is uncommon, however, it is not ungrammatical. It is grammatical, but it is uncommon. So consider the following example. The new gas station in the city, which was built last year by a very well-known company, failed to meet quality standards. So as you see, the long string of words in yellow all represent the subject. So it is composed of these many different words. Now, the subject may also be a finite clause or an infinite clause, as in how the book will sell depends on the reviewers. So how the book will sell is the finite WH sentence. And to be neutral in this conflict is out of a question. So the subject here is realized by the non-finite to infinitive clause. The other realization of the subject is that it may be realized by a prepositional phrase, as in the mornings is my favorite time. So in the mornings is the prepositional phrase, here acts as a subject. Now let's move to speak about the realizations of the subject complement. The subject complement may be realized by the same range of structures as the subject, but it has the additional possibility of being realized by adjectival phrase, having the adjective as the head word. Now, let's see the realizations of the subject complement. Now, it could be a noun phrase, like when we say, Paul is a student. So, a student is the noun phrase which functions as a subject complement. Adjectival phrase. The journey was quiet and pleasant. So, quiet and pleasant is the adjectival phrase. Of course, now it is composed of an intensifier plus an adjective. Okay, the news was very disturbing. Okay, now the adjectival phrase here is represented by the degree adverb very plus the ing participle adjective. And the town appeared abandoned. The adjectival phrase here is represented by the ed participle adjective abandoned. Number 3, the subject complement may also be realized by an adverbial phrase, like when we say the furniture is in bad condition, and the adverbial phrase here is realized by a preposition plus a noun phrase, in bad condition. 4, prepositional phrase. Our vacation is almost over. Almost over is the prepositional phrase. 5, non-finite clause. My advice is to keep your mouth shut. His job was tending a bar. 6, the subject complement can also be realized as a finite clause. The trouble is that he has no money left. The question is, who will replace him? The realizations of the direct object. The direct object is realized by a noun phrase, and of course now the different realizations of the noun phrase, okay, whether it is a very simple noun phrase consisting of one word, a pronoun, or a proper noun, or the long string of words. So our programmer is testing his new software. So his new software is the direct object. And the direct object can also be used as a finite clause, like when we say, he thought that he had a perfect alibi. So that he had a perfect alibi functions as the finite clause, which is the direct object in this sentence. The officer described what he saw. So what he saw is the WH finite clause, which functions as a direct object. The direct object can also be a non-finite clause, like when we say, the dog wants to play in the garden. So the dog wants to play in the garden here is the non-finite clause, which functions as the direct object. Paul loves playing football. So playing football is the direct object. Of course, you know it is an infinite clause. Realizations of the object complement. The object complement refers to the direct object in a similar way as the subject complement refers to the subject of a sentence. The head word in the verb phrase of the sentence must be a complex transitive verb. The object complement is realized by noun phrase, like when we say, they chose her the beauty queen. So the beauty queen is the noun phrase that functions as an object complement. Adjectival phrase, I find them reliable. So reliable is the adjective phrase which is used to add meaning to the object. A prepositional phrase, she found him in despair. In despair is the prepositional phrase which functions as an object complement. Noun non-finite clause, we found her sitting on the porch. I heard my name called twice. So here, sitting on the porch and called twice are the object complements, okay, which are non-finite clauses. The object complement can also be a finite clause, like when we say, you may call it what you like. So what you like is the finite clause that is used as an object complement. Realizations of the indirect object. The indirect objects may have fewer possibilities than subjects, and their realizations are chiefly noun phrases, as in, he had given the girl a book. So this is what the major realization of the indirect object, which is a noun phrase. The indirect object can rarely be realized by WH nominal clause, as in, the instructor will give whoever turns in his assignment early bonus points. So whoever turns in his assignment early is the WH nominal clause, which functions as an indirect object. Unlike direct objects and subjects, the indirect objects cannot be realized by that clauses. Realizations of the adverbial. The adverbials can be realized by, first, adverb phrases having an adverb as head, as in, Peter was playing as well as he could. So here it is realized by what? An adverb phrase, okay, having the adverb as a head word, the adverb here well, okay. They very often praised Tom. They very often praised Tom. Number two, the adverbial can be realized by a noun phrase, as in, Peter was playing last week. They praised Tom many times. So last week and many times are the noun phrases which have the function of an adverbial. 3. Prepositional phrase. That is, structure consisting of a noun phrase dominated by a preposition as a head, as in, Peter was playing with great skill. They praised Tom for his generosity. So as you see, with great skill is the prepositional phrase which functions as an adverbial. It has the preposition which is with and the adjective plus the noun. Okay, and the other one, for his generosity, we have what? The preposition for plus the noun phrase his generosity. The adverbial may also be realized by a finite clause, as in, Peter was playing although he was very tired. So, although he was very tired is the finite clause which functions as an adverbial. When they saw the report, they praised Tom. When they saw the report is the WH finite clause which functions as an adverbial. 5. The adverbial may also be realized by an infinite clause, as in, Peter was playing to win. Peter was playing to win. So to win is the non-finite clause which functions as an adverbial. Making a lot of noise, they praised Tom. 3. If urged by our friends, we will stay. So in all these examples, the non-finite clauses function as adverbials. Okay, so function as adverbials, it means what? They add to the meaning of the verb. Okay? 6. The adverbial may be realized by verbless clause, as in, grateful for his help, they praised Tom. While in London, we will stay at a hotel. So, grateful for his help. You see, now this clause is verbless. We don't have a verb, and it functions as an adverbial. And the other one, while in London, we will stay at a hotel. While in London is a verbless clause which functions as an adverbial. Now, this is all for today, and I hope that you get benefit of the lecture. And if you have any question, you may post your question to your Google Classroom. Thank you. Goodbye.